3 heats tonight in the 250 class as we take a look at our starting grid here in heat number 1. Chad Reed, James Stewart in this one, also with Fonseca and Tortelli. Cameron, I'll tell you what, Mother Nature, the mud, the sand, the road base, whatever you want to call it, the great equalizer like we saw in the 125 class. As the 32nd board goes sideways, 250 racing returns to Seattle.
And it looks like Ernesto Fonseca with a huge jump at James Stewart to the inside, saying, hello, how do you do? See you later at the same time.
Squaring it off like a ruler. James Stewart goes into that corner and pops right back out, so he gets the whole shot. And it's Stewart out in front. Ernesto Fonseca currently runs in second with Chad Reed trying to inch his way in there. Ernesto says, not on this turn.
Well, Ernesto looks like he was holding Chad. Chad tried to tough a couple ways around, and then he saw Chad have a small problem in that section. That is definitely going to be something to watch all night. Ruts developing, track getting rough. I mean, there's going to be a hard way to find through each area. Look how deep the ruts are. You see Ernesto driving through them. Chad Reed still skimming. Chad was the fastest rider in practice. James was second fastest.
The green flag is out, and we are off and going here in the 250 class. Ernesto has a slight bobble there. Cameron gets stuck in a rut, unable to get the bike out, squares it off, and Chad Reed just takes it and says, I'll slide into second, young man. So it's Stewart out in front, Reed in second, and Ernesto Fonseca in third. And I'll tell you what, it looks like Tim Ferry back on the pace, number 15 on board the Yamaha, sitting in fourth.
And he's in qualifying position. As we told you, there are 3 heat races. Because of the weather here in Seattle, the day program, day qualifiers were canceled. They basically took every rider that had points into the night race, and that's how come we have so many riders in the field here tonight.
You are looking at number 22. He is the defending 250 champion, Chad Reed, as he goes through the whoops. Give you a great idea right there, the view. And Ernesto Fonseca off the track. And again, he gets caught up in the whoops, still having his problems. Tim Ferry able to get by, and Ernesto Fonseca has lost 2 positions. Gets it going once again as Chad Reed is now trying to do the impossible, or near impossible sometimes, and that is track down James Stewart. Here's a guy who Cameron did not have the fastest practice times, but he certainly looks fast. Chad Reed looks fast no matter what you put him on.
Oh, Chad Reed has been unbelievable. I mean, the last race, he moved up, took the win, and look at Fonseca just basically losing traction. He lets up on the throttle and try to straighten his line and just start taking it to the right. That's one thing about ruts. If you start to twist a little bit in them, you're going to crawl up the side of them and start going that direction.
Chad Reed looking silky smooth as usual. He has problems. Reed goes into the back of another rider. Oh my, they were coming up on lap riders so quick because these guys have been fully committed to the triples, being able to just go through the pack. James Stewart is all but gone, and Chad having his problems right there, Cameron. For a guy who's in the hunt for the title, hoping that Ricky would have problems, he could get back on it. That is exactly not what Chad Reed is. If we look at it one more time, just seems like for a second there he forgot where the guy was in front of him. Came up on him so quick.
Well, the rider basically, instead of couldn't even keep a straight line. That's how bad the track is. He wasn't able to do the double, and not only that, he crossed over into Chad's line where he thought he had a clear way to go.
So Chad Reed impeded by a back marker. Travis Smith, unfortunately, be credited with that one. As we step aside, your running order looks like this: Stewart, Ferry, Tortelli, and Fonseca. Welcome back to 250 heat number 1, a special edition of Supercross racing tonight as James Stewart has checked out and gone away. And as it so happens many times, we go to commercial, something has happened. We're proud to report that nothing major took place while you're away, so it is still James Stewart on top, followed by Tim Ferry and Sebastian Tortelli, the top 3. Chad Reed trying to work his way up to the field. He has already moved up to 5th place. That's because, Cameron, they had such a big lead when he had that incident with Smith.
I'm watching James Stewart just changing lines like it's not filled with gigantic ruts, hitting all the jumps. Not a problem for James, and Tim Ferry, see him picking his lines, going out to the outside on that triple. The rut's not as deep over there.
On a track like this, Cameron, do you just throw it all to experience? Because look at Fonseca coming into view right there on the left side, and he gets past Ferry, with Tortelli also getting a good drive. These guys have a lot of experience in this kind of condition.
Yeah, and that's 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place. Now Ferry sliding back and forth, passed by 2 riders at the same time. Ernesto Fonseca has just a ton of get up and go in this heat race. He's been charging the whole time. Definitely a good way for him to be racing right now.
And as we pointed out, the top 4 move on to the main event. We've got three heats for you tonight. Sebastian Tortelli currently sitting in third place, number 103 on board the Suzuki, right behind number 24. That's Ernesto Fonseca.
And when I say it's a good way for him to be racing, keeping it going forward, momentum. A lot of riders you'll see, they'll start to slip up, they'll have a problem, they'll get a little cross-rutted, they'll slow up, and it really takes a lot out of them. When you're really able to charge and keep it going forward, it's such a better way to race with this ruddy, muddy, loose condition.
Folks, Cameron Steele thinks like a champion. The exact words, similar to what Rick Johnson told me earlier in the pit, is on these kind of conditions, you've got to keep momentum going forward. You've got to charge forward. Don't worry about the lines. Keep the bike moving forward, and James Stewart has done just that as we are on the white flag lap. It is Stewart coming around. He doesn't have time for rest, Cameron. He's going so fast. His last lap time of 48.8. The highest lap for him has been a 49. But it is James Stewart making one more left-hand turn. Your winner, 250 heat number 1, James Bubba Stewart. Now this is the battle. Remember, we're taking the top 4, and we've got some great teammates going right now.
Chad getting caught in a rut right there. Did you see that? He had to slow up and pull up while Timmy
Ferry looks
charging. Looking back, don't look back. Red Dog, you got to look forward. The race is in front of you, but he's watching out for his ever-cunning teammate, Chad Reed, who looks like he's going to a semi unless Timmy slips up here.
Tim Ferry just inches across the line, so that is the case. Tim Ferry basically pushing Chad Reed into a semi-race as we have 3 heat races, and it looks like Chad Reed, they'll check him, make sure he's okay as James Stewart gets the win. But Tim Ferry pushes Chad Reed to his first semi-race this year. As we take a look at the official results, 250 heat number 1, it is James Stewart with a victory, followed by Ernesto Fonseca, Sebastian Tortelli, and Tim Ferry, the top 4. Moving on to the main as we set it down to the lovely Jamie Little.
Well, Todd, by watching that performance of James, you'd never know these guys only had 10 minutes on the track today. James, how do you come out here right out of the box? You jumped everything, and you're blitzing like you've been riding the track for 2 days.
You know, Jamie, I feel good. You know, I'm really comfortable tonight, and you know.
But you always say you're comfortable. What is it?
All right, then I'm really comfortable then. No, you know, we just got a good setup. I think, you know, riding a little bit on the track helps me a lot because, you know, I'm not afraid to jump. So I think 20 laps like that, the track's super dangerous tonight. So it'll be a good race and have fun out there.
All right, guys, you set a blistering pace. We'll see what these guys can do in heat number 2.